whole thing.
Seth, the guy that took over the Late Show that took over Seth Meyers. He was like doing this for like the first week of the show. I was like, that's awkward, dude. Like, stop doing that.
Are you recording this? See, this could be in the credits or something.
Seth Meyers. Sausage finger party.
All right, I'm ready. Chicago Brew Crew. After taking a short hiatus, we are back and ready to try some really good stuff. I'm here with two fellow beer enthusiasts, Abdul Hassan and George Herrera. Today we're going to be talking about Revolution Deeth's Tar. We actually have the 2013 and the 2014, so we're going to cross-examine that.
Yeah, so this is a barrel-aged beer. It's one of Revolution's popular barrel-aged stouts. It's actually stout aged in 4 different barrels: Old Forester, Old Fitzgerald, Elijah Craig, and Evan Williams whiskey barrels. And then after they're aged in those barrels, they are then blended to have a consistent beer.
I don't know how many people out there have tried the Alderon. From what I had found out, apparently this is the barrel-aged version of the Alderon. As far as I know, they don't make the Alderon anymore, but this is supposed to be very, very similar, just a barrel-aged version. A little bit of brief history on the name. Everyone always calls it Death Star. I actually originally was calling it Death Star as well, so I finally got the name right. It's Deeth's Tar, and it's actually named after the head brewer's last name, so Josh Deth.
I mean, like, just the style of beer is really, Chicago is kind of the home of it. Bourbon County Stout is, probably the original, if not one of the original barrel-aged imperial stouts that you find. This is a good place to, a good city that has a tradition of barrel-aged beers, and this is going to be, in my opinion, one of the, top ones coming out of the city today.
But yeah, why don't we get started and we'll try a little bit of this Deeth's Star right here. So we'll start off with the 2013. Saying this is the 2013 edition, so it's been cellar aged for 1 year. As we were saying earlier, it's actually originally barrel aged in 4 different barrels. So, and actually, before I even put my nose right up to it, you can immediately the bourbon kind of the whiskey notes are very, very prevalent on here.
And in a lot of the, what you should get is a lot over aging for that year that was, it's been sitting. A lot of the kind of heat should diminish. A lot of the flavors should be, the complexity of the beer should kind of mellow out and kind of become one uniform, like, flavor experience.
And yeah, really you just kind of want to swirl this bad boy around, kind of get a really nice nose on here. Yeah, let's give this bad boy a shot right here. Let's see how it comes out. Wow, it actually aged very, very well. A nice finish of vanilla. I'm getting a little bit in there.
I do get a lot of vanilla as well.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of chocolate. You could taste the oak, the charred oak, definitely from the bourbon barrel. But definitely that vanilla plays a big role. Those are the type of flavors that really get more pronounced as it ages a lot more.
That sweetness kind of comes out a lot more. I really love aging beers like this. I think over time, letting it hang out in your cellar, your fridge, for at least a year, you'll really get a different experience over time. I'm glad we have the 2013 here. It's delicious. I think a lot of the sweet notes that you really wouldn't have, that we may not get in 2014, I haven't had it yet, but I think that, you know, in the original 2013, those notes were not there at all. It's a lot smoother. The finish is a lot smoother. It's less abrasive than it was closer to the bottling date. So one of the benefits of aging a beer of this style, definitely.
All right, so the 2013 we just tried, very nice. Of course, as I was saying before, or as we were saying, the vanilla is more prevalent, a lot more mellow. So we're expecting this to be a lot more in-your-face kind of flavoring. So let's give it a shot right here. This is the 2014 Revolution Deeth's Tar.
You know, what's interesting about these beers is that you know, they always they can change. The head brewer can always change these recipes at any time. They won't deviate too much. So like every year, it's you know, it's pretty consistent. But if they want to tweak it a little bit, they'll always, like, you know, maybe like boil it a little longer, or, you know, maybe you know, age it a little longer. So they can always add these like little nuances, little things that they change to the brewing process. That might change a little bit, you know, if they think that like there's some change needed, even though they keep the recipe the same. They might, you know, make like these little changes to the actual process of brewing the same beer.
They're always trying to perfect their beer. You know, as I was saying, this 11.4% ABV, alcohol by volume. The best way to really have a stout is to have it in a snifter. So let's see, what do we get right off the nose right here?
It gets some of the same booziness, so definitely like the bourbon barrel aging in there is definitely prevalent. It you know, it sticks around on the nose a lot.
Not as aromatic as the last one, in my opinion. It's
I think the booziness is
more subtle almost.
The 2013 was really hot, like straight out the bottle. Like when you first got it, it was really hot. That was one of the I think that was one of the defining like components for me when first having it. And I feel like it's mellowed out over a year, but this doesn't seem as hot.
Yeah. So the vanilla is not as strong in this.
I mean, like that. As soon as you drink it, like bourbon heat. Like,
yes.
Just right in your mouth, and you know that will diminish over time. I think it's still a fucking awesome beer. Like it's really good. It will get you drunk, apparently. But
11.4%. I mean, it's gonna do something. You taste it a little more at the back of your throat, kind of as you let it sit for a little bit. You get a little bit of that wood, but the bourbon, the rye, a lot more prevalent. I actually think that this is a really good beer to age. I think the 2013, I really enjoyed. Now the 2014, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's bad, but you know, as Abdul was saying, if you enjoy that more bourbony, whiskey flavors, then definitely you want to get it in right now. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this very special episode of Chicago Brew Crew. You know, I had some really cool stuff. Of course, the 2013 and 2014 of the Deeth's Tar. We're actually going to be releasing the Deeth's Tar at Moreno's Liquors on December 6th, which is a Saturday. From 2 to 8 p.m., we're going to have a whole event. We're going to be releasing some really cool stuff. Firestone Walker, Goose Island, most likely Not Your Daddy's Root Beer, and of course the Deeth's Tar. I want to just thank Abdul and George for coming out. You know, it was a really good time. Got to try a lot of good beers. If you guys are interested in seeing more of our stuff, or you're interested in checking out the event, please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Beer Menu, or we'll have a little bit of more details on YouTube as well. Thanks again, you guys. I appreciate your time, and cheers. Enjoy yourselves.
Cheers. Salud.